Hi, this is Trevor Conquergood. Welcome to this week's RNK Software Club's video for the week. And the first thing I'd like to start off this week is by saying happy holidays to you and everybody in your family. We wish you a wonderful, safe holiday season from myself and everybody at RNK Distributing. Happy holidays. Thanks so much for all of your support throughout the year, and I'm excited to say that we have news because the Floriani software has an update that is now available. So what I'm going to do is go ahead and pop into the software and tell you that the latest version of the software is called build number 3857, and you can go ahead and download that today. And so happy holidays from RNK. Just look under your help menu. If you're in the software, go to the help menu, come down where it says check for updates, and that'll take you directly into the software and directly to where you can download the latest version. And this is an update for FTC-U, but it's really an update for all of the Floriani software. And so no matter what version of Floriani software you own, really you should download the latest version. And this is simply the one download installs F is for Floriani, FTC-U, our embroidery program. Q stands for Total Quilter, the quilting software. S is for Sketch-A-Stitch. L is for Lettering Master. R is for Rainbow. And C is Creative Express. And so if you, whatever you've purchased, you can activate it. And if you've never purchased the Floriani software and you're watching this video, you can actually go ahead and download this. And it'll be called Creative Express. And so all that said, go ahead and download and install the update today. Once you have the update installed, then you can click on the home button on the website, the rnksoftware.club website, to learn more about it. I would go to the tab where it says FTC-U. These are tabs for all the different software programs. Well, the main updates are all about FTC-U. All the new tools appear within the FTC-U program. And if I click onto that sort of page, then yes, this is where you can download it, but also this is where there's other links. So this is where you can find out what's new in the latest version or download the free monthly designs, because there's, you know, hundreds and hundreds of free monthly designs that you'll need to download. And one of the things you'll find out is that we've updated the way that that happens. And so we're also going to learn about the free monthly designs in today's video. If I click under here for, you know, what's new in the software, this is how you can quickly find out all the things that are new. Now, I'm not going to try and teach you everything that's new in the software in today's video. I'll let you come and visit this page and watch the videos. But we know you'll love the new tools, like the new density optimizer tool, which kind of makes your design less density. Just quickly click on the button, say 10, 20% less, and it lightens it, you know, and we know you're going to love that. I can scroll through here and just kind of highlight the updates. So we have updated all the thread charts. And so if you use Floriani thread, we've even added some other thread charts that were requested. And so there's updates to your thread charts. We have new motif stitches, so new cool styles of stitching. There's new candle wicking stitches, and there's a new set of around 30 new blackwork styles of motif fill, and we know you're going to love those stitches. The new reverse direction tool works perfectly with those new blackwork stitches, especially the ones that kind of face to one side or the other. They also work really well with the new preset for the E-stitch. So look on your steel stitch tool, right click on the steel stitch tool for the new preset for an E-stitch. It makes kind of like a blanket edge, and then your reverse direction tool will kind of change the direction of the sort of blanket edge and the way it points. Yeah, there's also a new tool for importing and exporting embroidery designs. And this is what I want to tell you a little bit more about, is how to download the latest free monthly embroidery designs. So we'll kind of go through that in just a moment. Then the next tool is the new pop-up palette for colors and fabrics. And so when you click on the button, a pop-up palette comes up, and then you can close it when you're done and just pop it up whenever you want it. It's a much larger palette than the one that sort of scrolls along the ribbon of the bottom of the workspace. It also includes fabrics, and so if you have applique fabrics that you want to add your own fabrics, you can do that through the new pop-up palette. Yeah, there's a new way of recoloring your embroidery designs. There's a pick and apply color brush. Once you turn it on, you can just click on things to recolor them, and so it's a kind of new and easy way to recolor a design. Yeah, lots of cool tools that are great for people that like to work and create with the software, like copy and paste settings. So if you've figured out a really cool way to fill in a shape and you want to fill in other shapes with it, you can just select copy, settings, and then select other shapes and paste, and instantly they'll have the matching sort of properties that to the one that you really liked. So this will be very popular with the software owners that in the sequence area, all of the shapes are now numbered. And so that'll be very popular. It was a highly requested new feature. As well as we've given the ability to control the colors of the highlight, so you can change the color of the highlight independently, so you can change the color in the design area or in the sort of sequence tree. And so that should be very popular for our software owners. The new workspace button at the top of the workspace makes it super easy to change your workspace. You can save your workspaces. We've added a new preset workspace called FTC-U, and so if you like to make your workspace just like mine, where the sort of properties box sits beside the sequence area, you can just click on that new workspace and it'll go instantly to that. Yeah, and if you just need to use the Reset Workspace button, we've made it all much easier to find by putting a button for it, taking it out of the drop-down menu, and putting it up on the toolbar at the top. Text can now be used with a split satin fill, and so that makes it even better for your large style text if you're doing sort of like really big letters where the satins become too long. Now you can use a split satin fill, and it's much easier than I guess it could have been in the past. And the last thing I'll tell you about for today is the update to the pattern fill. And so this is for people that like to do color blending, and it gives control over the edges of your shading areas. And so if that tool's for you, then there's the video that you need to watch. But all the videos are available to be downloaded and watched today. Click on the home button to get back to the main area of the website. And what about those free monthly designs? Because you might want to sew some snowflakes. Like, these are from the December 2022 free monthly designs, and this time of year I love to sew snowflakes, and I give them out as gifts to my friends, or sometimes I just tuck them in a little gift bag with something else. And so I'll teach you a little bit about how to make a Mylar snowflake today, and I'll show you how to get the design, because if you go into your Floriani software and you look over on the right hand side where it says library, notice it says free monthly designs. And well, now mine says free monthly designs old, and I'll explain that in a minute too. But the point is, when I click on the plus, I can click on December and click on December 2022, and this is where you'll find your free monthly design for the snowflake that I just showed you guys. And so basically, if you make like an empty workspace, just click on new to start a new empty workspace, browse to that folder, find your snowflake, and click and drag to bring it onto your workspace. And then watch how it stitches out. It does kind of like the first color is like a mesh that is I usually use some Mylar to make it sparkly, and so we'll put a Mylar down and sew on top of it. And we would have hooped up the water dissolving material, like the whole design stitches on the Wet and Gone. So you hoop up the Wet and Gone, you put the Mylar down, and you sew color 1, and then you tear the edges of it away. And now you sew color 2, which is like a border, and then you sew color 3. Now you don't have to change your colors, but if you want to change them, you can do all different colors of snowflakes. You can use different kinds of Mylar, but I like to use the Mylar that's like the shiny stuff from R&K, the pearl stuff that we have in our embellish line. this is kind of how it works. Let me quickly show you how to make them. So I've hooped up the Wet and Gone. I'm using some perfect grip tape just to give a little extra grip so that my sort of Wet and Gone is well held by the hoop. And so it looks kind of like that. And that's the Mylar. So I used a little bit of the sort of embroidery perfection tape to stick it down onto the Wet and Gone. And I sew that first color. And when it's done sewing the first color, I remove the Mylar. I just simply pull to tear it away. It's very easy to remove. And now I'm ready to finish sewing the design. And you can use any colors you want. Notice that the loop is actually part of the design that you can use to string it up with. And yeah, when you're done, you take it out of the hoop. You trim all the excess Wet and Gone away. You trim your threads on the front and back. I always use a matching bobbin thread to make, if it's blue thread on the front, I use blue thread on the back to match. Sometimes I just sew them white, 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 and they look beautiful like that. There are other sizes of snowflakes to do. So this is the large one. But then there's the smaller ones and the smallest ones, and so the medium-sized ones are nice for gift tags or just to hang on a tree. The smallest ones could even be earring size, and so it's the same idea. Sew color one, pull the Mylar, then sew the border, then sew the snowflake on top. And I usually you get them wet, just a quick dunk into the hot water in the sink is all it takes to kind of get rid of the material, and you've made freestanding little embroidered earrings. And I'll do the earrings like in a whole sheet like this. I'll go in the software, and if I wanted to do a sheet of them, like that's the big one. But if I get in, like for example, the small ones, and so maybe I'll just remove the big one and take the small ones and ungroup them so that I can get rid of the medium-sized ones like that. And then, you could take these two snowflakes and put them kind of closer together, and then maybe even color sort them, right? To make it so that, see right now it's like light blue, medium blue, dark blue, repeat, or whatever. Color 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Well, if I click on the color sort tool, it organizes it so that it's like perfectly arranged so that it just does all of the first color, all of the second, and all of the third. And now I could select all of that and just do a whole sheet of it. So quickly kind of arrange kind of rows and columns to make a whole kind of hoop area of it. Put a little space in between each row, kind of like this, and click apply. And so, yeah, that's how I do my snowflakes. I'll do like a whole hoop of them like this, all at one time. Anyway, when you're done sewing them out, then you just simply remove all the Mylar and get them wet, and you can make your freestanding embroidery like that. So I know you're going to want to do all that. And so let's get back to the website for a minute and just talk about how to download your free monthly designs and how that changed, because it did change. And if you go under the tab for the FTC-U, and you look at all the options, one of the options is free monthly designs. And there's quite a large collection of them now. It's over 800 individual designs that you get to download. And right away it says, hey, this is a page you'll need to be a member. You need to log in, Trevor, to get there. This is the button up here at the top to sign in, right up at the top menu. If you don't know how to sign in and you own the software, you could probably click on here to start a support ticket. From the support ticket, I can, start a software support ticket, or start a website support ticket, or start a newsletter support ticket. So if you're having troubles logging in, maybe do a website support ticket and, find out what your password is. If I click here to sign in, it'll remember what I've put in the past, and I can just click sign in real quick. And so from the home page, when I click on the F for FTC-U, and then I scroll down to where it says free monthly designs. So once I click that, notice right away there's a big banner at the top you might not have seen before that says we are now using Floriani asset files to download the free monthly designs. And if you want to learn about that, there is a video right here. There's also a PDF right here. And if you click on the PDF, it will open up kind of like step-by-step instructions on how to download it, and then how to go into the software and how to install it. And so I hope you enjoy that. We're no longer using kind of like exe files inside of zip files. It's now a Floriani designs.asset file. And so I'll take you through doing it. You can click here to download the whole kit and caboodle all at one time. And you can click on browse by month and then download any 1 month at a time. And what I wanted to show you was why I renamed my folder to be old, because I want to download the whole kit and caboodle again, and I just want to keep the old one. You don't have to do that. You can download and over install it. But what I have found is that when you download it and then install the same thing twice, notice in my folder, so if I go to library, December 2022, notice how I have 2 copies of the same snowflake. Well, that is because I installed the December file twice. And notice that if I click on December 2021, that I only have 1 copy of that snowflake, and there's a few snowflakes, just so you know. There's another set of snowflakes in December 2020, and if you really love the snowflakes, you'll find the first set were from December 2019, and so you can collect all the big snowflakes that way. So my point here is, when you download December and you install it, if you do it a second time, then it's going to make sort of like 2 copies of the file, and so you can delete them if that happens, right? I can go with my Windows Explorer and I can point that to my C drive and then go to the Floriani folder and then go to the Designs folder. Okay, so that's the path, Floriani Designs, and then it's Free Monthly Designs, and I called mine old because I was going to show you how to download the whole thing. And so my thinking was, if you want to download it again, if you rename it Designs Old, then you can download the whole thing and it won't make, it won't duplicate anything. Then you can delete this one. If you don't need it anymore, you can just delete it. Notice that if I go in there and I go into December and I go to 2022, this is what I'm saying. There's 2 copies there's an extra, the ones that have the 1 on the extra. If I didn't like that, I could click on them and hold control and select all the ones that have that 1 and delete them, right? If you really want to clean it up. So now it's just the original files again, like it should be. But notice up at the top where it says Designs, I renamed the folder, just right click and say rename, to be old, or, just call it, 2 or something, right? Give it another name. By doing another name, now we can go to the website. So this will take a moment. So I'm just going to click on download all, and notice that my download window kind of opens up and all of my sort of previous downloads are showing there. And you can see that it says that it's going to take a couple of minutes to download this whole file. And so I guess I probably should have started it at the beginning of our video. But as that sort of goes down, we'll be able to then install it into the software. And so maybe what I'll do is just let that sort of sit for a minute and go back into the software and take a moment to point out a couple of the things that are new in the latest update. And so right up here at the top, you've got your new tool for, that was the workspace button. So if you want to reset your workspace to the default workspace, you can click reset workspace and it puts everything back to kind of like the default settings. You can try the new saved one called FTC-U 2, or you can save your own workspaces and make them how you want, like I have, and have your own sort of Trevor's favorite workspace and make your own workspace, and you can save the toolbars and have them where you want to, is the point. This is the new density optimizer tool right here, and if you want to lighten one of these snowflakes, just go ahead and select it. I guess select like the whole snowflake or something, and then click on the button where it says optimize density, and you can put in your own numbers, 90% less, 80% less, whatever you want. You can control independently the satin density, the pattern fill density, as well as the run stitch length and the fill stitch length. And so if you want to lighten things up, there's a quick way to do it. This was the other tool that we talked about, the reverse direction tool. So try that with some of your motif fills, the ones that kind of have sort of a, one side or the other side. This is the pop-up palette down here at the bottom. You click on that, it opens up a bigger, sort of larger color palette, and when you're done using it, you can just close it and pop it up again kind of anytime. Anyhow, let's check on our download. I can see it looks like it's still going. It says it has about 1 minute left. And so as you can see, depending on your internet speed, I will say that sometimes this goes down for me in, only about 1 minute. Sometimes it takes 2 or 3 or 4. It really depends on, I guess, who else is in the house and if they're watching YouTube or not, all that said, I'll kind of let it go for 1 more minute and we'll go through the process of actually installing it. So what I can do is just before we get there, just show you that it's in the Tools drop-down menu where it says Import Designs. And don't get confused with Import Assets or Import Presets, because those are also things you can do with the Floriani software. But when you download the free monthly designs, it will be Import Designs. And if you want to make your own sort of design asset files, then it will be Export Designs. And so there's a video on the website to learn more about using these. But we're going to go ahead and use this to install them. And like I said, I renamed my folder from Free Monthly Designs to be Free Monthly Designs -old, or whatever you want to call it. And so it's still there, but it's no longer called Free Monthly Designs, which is what the new file is going to make. Now I can see that it's done. So I'm going to go back to my browser just to point out that on the right hand side in the down, and that might look different, depending on what browser you use, depending on what sort of version of Windows you use. When you click on download of anything, it normally goes to a Windows folder called Downloads. And I know this has a button that says Open File, but don't click on it because Windows will not know how to open a .ast file. It's not going to be helpful. It won't be successful. So you've downloaded the file. You know where it got saved to. Now you can simply leave your web browser and go into your Floriani software. Now from there, you click under your Tools drop-down menu and you go to the bottom where it says Import Designs. And when you click on Import Designs, you'll need to browse to your folder that in Windows that's called Downloads. So there's the folder. There's one there for December 2022 designs. That would be just the December designs. This one's for free monthly designs for the whole, all of them. So I'll choose that and click Open. And so now right away it brings up a folder. This is the destination folder where it wants to save the designs. And I'm meant to choose that folder. You can change it if you want, but it already points to where they need to go, which is the Floriani Designs folder. It knew we saved that information so that when you downloaded it, you can simply choose Open, select it, and then in the second window just say Select Folder, because the default folder is the best place to let them save to. And so now it's being saved, and notice my sort of little wheel on my cursor is spinning. That means that it's working, and the software is not going to be able to do anything else until it's finished. And so you just let it work. You'll know it when it's done because it'll stop spinning and the Designs tab kind of flies open for a moment there. So it's like it just stopped spinning, and let's see if the Design tab, no, still spinning actually, but it has to create all of those folders, for all. It literally will create the folders on your computer for free monthly designs and create the December folder and the January folder, put all the designs in it, and now I know it's done. When the designs window opens, then I know it's complete. And so notice now if I go to my library, see I have free monthly designs, the ones I just added, and the old ones that I had from before. Now that I've got them successfully installed and I'm happily know that I've got everything all up to date and, just one copy of every design and it's nice and clean, you could go ahead and successfully delete the old one and you don't need it anymore. Unless you want to keep it because maybe there's some other files that you saved into there. All that said, now is a great time to update your software, and now is a great time to download and update your free monthly designs. We made that download much smaller. It used to be almost 4 gigabytes. Now it's only 300 megabytes, and so it should be a lot faster to do it. If you have any questions, of course, you can start a support ticket and we'll be happy to help you guys. But you can be making it snow in Florida. Happy holidays from me and everybody at Floriani. Enjoy the holiday updates. Enjoy your free monthly designs. Until next time, have a wonderful day. Thank you for listening, and bye for now.